that Brittany was with an I was dating the nephew of Donnie and Marie, and that is royalty. We had Miss Marie on this very podcast. God, I wish Marie would just throw away her legendary career and do recaps here with me. By the way, do you know, let me just point out to everybody, we have had many options here for all, everyone's like, you should do recaps with this person and you should do recaps with that person. Actually, people from the franchises, trust me, I've thought of it, and it's not that we can't get them. It's that it's like, it's a lot of the business of it doesn't always work out that way, right? I mean, say we're going to get someone from Salt Lake to do recaps with us. Now we have a couple of things happening here. Is this person just going to do this for free? I mean, God, I'm really off track and in the weeds. I mean, eventually they'll want something. And then, like, if they want something and we're having the same numbers we had, does that make sense? But we're going to sprinkle in some guests. I've got some guests lined up to do the recaps this season. And who knows? Maybe we'll go back to an Orange County recap next week. I'm just so excited about Salt Lake. Everyone else excited. So she was dating the nephew of Donnie and Marie. Love that. And now we sit down and Brittany says, I love your costume to a Bronwyn. Well, girl, that was the wrong thing to say. She makes it clear this is not a costume. This is fashion. I agree. That's a little bit of an insult. But, I mean, first of all, that's an obnoxious thing to say. But does it even matter about Bronwyn or Brittany? Because now we have a legend in the corner, Mary. And I love that Mary is so upset. Mary's like, let me tell you about Fashion Girl. It's me and Bronwyn. She's very upset. Now she's talking about the coat and she's saying it looks like a German Shepherd coat. I'm sorry, I got to laugh. And like 1,000 German Shepherds made this. And the texture of it, I mean, you think I'm lost in the weeds? Mary's lost in the weeds. It's not even like a German Shepherd coat. She goes like into the actual like texture. And I'm like, I can see this, but she is not. And she's like, girl, bye. Listen, when Mary is done with you, she is done with you. Remember when she called Whitney a little girl? Well, she's over that. She's like, you know what? Whitney has earned her stripes. I got bigger fish to fry. Mary don't like the newcomer. Newcomers. You know who also doesn't like the newcomers? Ramona. Remember? Well, season after season after season, Ramona would haze these newcomers. And look, you had to stand up to her. If it was like, I'm not going anywhere. I've proven my worth. Ramona eventually came around. Of course, she loved Tinsley. She loved Tinsley because Tinsley has more money than you, Dorinda, and all of you put together. Although Ramona and Dorinda actually have money. Let me just put that out there. Period. And Tinsley, period. And Bethany, period. Maybe we'll just leave it there. But this is like reminding me of Ramona, and I kind of love it. Like, we have to haze the newbies. And like, so now that Whitney has proven herself after 5 seasons, and now that Angie's in, Mary has Mary has other fish to fry. And I love that it's falling on this newbie. She is not at all pleased. She's written you off, girl. There's nothing you can say. She's like disgusted with you. Girl, bye. And I also love that she keeps talking and then she's talking about like the roles in the purse and you grew up poor and Mary's like, and it's like, oh my God, Brittany, girl, call me, girl, because let me tell you something, girl. Um, the less you say, the better. The less you say, the better. You need to stop talking, and the less you say, the better. Yeah, with Mary. So Mary's so offended that she just got up and just walked away. That's the end of it. But now we learn that Meredith keeps getting breast reductions and she has caviar problems, that her breasts just keep growing no matter, no matter how thin she gets, the boobs just keep going. And she feels very overshadowed in New York last season by Yvonne Tessie. Not going to say the words Monica, are we? We're just not going to go there. We're just not going to go there. Okay. We see how this season they won't even use her name. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I mean, we could refer to her as Reality Von Teese. We all know who you are talking about. So now Meredith lets us know that she's very upset that Whitney had a jewelry line and has a bath line, and baths are her thing. Girl, okay, first of all, I mean, yes, I know you announced your bath product in New York at the reunion. By the way, let me just be clear. Meredith's my girl. I mean, I like Meredith and I like Lisa the best if I had to pick two. So let me just throw that out there. Of course, I go with the New York energy, but girl, just because you like to take baths and get to the vacation house early and get in a bath doesn't mean you own baths. By the way, this is really, is anyone else having flashbacks to this? Is to me so Wendy, the professor, Wendy Osefo, and Miss Wendy Osefo and the Grand Dame with the 3 wick versus the 2 wick or the 1 wick. And by the way, to be clear, in that fight or whatever, the Grand Dame all day, every day. Period, period, period. That is just the end of it. But doesn't it remind you of that? So again, we have this great scene and we are fighting over bath bombs and jewelry, but really bath bombs. And okay, Meredith announced the bath bomb in New York, but Whitney is just like, what? What? Do you guys see how excited I am about this? Um, but it's true, Whitney's just like, girl, I mean, I had jewelry and then I had bath bombs. Like, what are you talking about? Meredith's like, well, I think you're copying me so she's upset. I mean, is this real? And yes, we did do this last season. I love it. I love this fight. This is like Heather Dubrow fighting over the bow on a cake. I love it. I love it. So I love this. I love that this is a real fight. Even Mary chimes in and is like, what the fuck? They're fighting over bats. Mary then lets us know that she is really skeeved out by bats and she doesn't want a yeast infection. I have to be honest with you, you know, now I live in different places. I don't got a single bathtub in one of them. I completely agree with you, Mary. In theory, first of all, I even when I had bathtubs, I don't, who has time? I mean, I know we're supposed to make time and life is short and we're all going to pass one day and we have to just appreciate who I've never been the one. I think I've taken like 3 baths in my adult life. Second of all, in theory, of course, I love a bath. I would love to sit in a bath all day. I would love to not work all day. But then the reality comes and you're like, I'd rather just do another show now than take a bath. Third of all, I hate a bathtub shower. I hate it. It's just my pet peeve. I I love just a nice shower, like a nice high-end shower. Look, if you're gonna have a bathtub, and I understand, this sounds so first world problems of me. I get it. I'm just saying, I like a nice bathtub. Like if you have a nice, gorgeous freestanding tub, oh, that's gorgeous. But well, like where the whole bedroom is a bathroom, love that, of course. But like